empowering the electoral body INEC and improving the electoral process was given much attention in the National Assembly during the week. I am Linda Akibe and you're welcome to the Gavel. Now, with the 2015 general elections around the corner, the legislature is in a race to amend sections in the Electoral Act to ensure a free and fair election come 2015. After a clause-by-clause vote, federal lawmakers in the upper chamber approved several amendments to the Electoral Act. Let's see what they are.
With a few months to the 2015 general elections, the Senate is in a race against time to amend the Electoral Act. Amending the Electoral Act can only be achieved by amending the 1999 Constitution, which federal lawmakers sought to do at plenary. The Deputy Senate President, who heads the Constitutional Amendment Committee, highlighted the areas up for amendment.
Clause 4, which is the alteration of Section 134, to extend the time within which to do a rerun. In the event of no clear winner in either the presidential election or the gubernatorial election, the Constitution provides for 7 days for a rerun. But the INEC is saying that 7 days is too short for them to be ready for such. So they are seeking an amendment to increase it from 7 days to 21 days. Clause 6 is in respect of an amendment to Section 225 by addition of a new Section 225A, which will now give the INEC powers to deregister a political party that fails to win either the presidential, the gubernatorial, House of Assembly, National Assembly, or any seat whatsoever. And then, so that instead of keeping them in the register, they can be deregistered.
But the exercise got off on a shaky note as some lawmakers wanted more time to study the report.
We should better take it tomorrow, sir. There are areas which we need more clarifications. So I would suggest that we take it up tomorrow.
Vote tomorrow or vote next year. We are going to vote one way or the other anyway. So if there are no real controversial issues, let's not drag it unnecessarily.
With the issues somewhat resolved, lawmakers went into voting proper. Lawmakers voted overwhelmingly in favor of all the clauses up for amendment.
This provision seeks to empower INEC to deregister political parties for non-fulfillment of the provisions of the Constitution and acts of the National Assembly. 89 voted yes. Clause 6 is carried.
When lawmakers resume after the 2 weeks recess, the Senate will vote on the controversial Clause 9, which deals with the procedure of drafting an entirely new constitution. Meanwhile, the House of Representatives has directed the Independent National Electoral Commission to extend the duration for the continuous voters registration for another 7 days to enable all eligible voters who register properly. This followed the motion raised by a lawmaker, Hassan Saleh, on the matters of urgent national importance, noting that many persons who had previously registered in different states did not find their names in their registers at the points of collection. Mr. Saleh, representing Ado-Boko Federal Constituency of Benue State, also noted that machines deployed for the exercise failed to work in many units, making it impossible for voters to meet up with the last extension of June 3rd given by the Electoral Commission.
Recently, the Commission announced that all registered voters should go to their various units to collect their permanent voters' card, with which they would vote in the forthcoming election in 2015 and other subsequent elections. Surprisingly, Mr. Speaker, a lot of persons who registered during the exercise could not find their names in the new registers and therefore do not have any voter's card, be it temporary or permanent. The House is further worried that a total of 654 polling units in Benue State recorded 0 voters registration, thereby disenfranchising close to 700,000 potential voters by this act of omission of INEC, despite the huge funds that was appropriated for the process. The House is further disturbed that aside from the time for the exercise being insufficient, the machines that were deployed for the exercise were far from being perfect, as they are not forthcoming as expected. While the Commission staff were mandated to operate the machines appear to be at a loss as to how to operate the machines properly. Even 2 days extension that was recently given is not sufficient for this all-important exercise.
A motion to have the leadership of the minority dissolved, raised by the Deputy Majority Leader of the House of Representatives, caused a rowdy session in the lower chamber during the week. Now, it all started when the House Majority Leader drew the attention of federal lawmakers in the lower chamber to the slots occupied by the minority in the leadership of the House. Tempers were raised, heated arguments occurred, and that was just at plenary. Watch.
The House plenary started in a very slow pace with very little on the day's agenda besides the presentation of bills